Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my very desolate channel. My name is Julia and I am an eager student of nutrition and holistic health and healing. Today we are going to be talking about a very important topic, the most important nutrient of all that is often neglected. The human body can go an extended period of time without consuming certain essential nutrients. Obviously, over a period of time, then the body will develop deficiencies, and those deficiencies will lead to related illnesses. But nonetheless, the body can go extended periods of time without an intake of certain essential nutrients. But when it comes to one specific nutrient, the body can actually only go a couple of days or a few days without this nutrient before the deficiency becomes fatal, and that nutrient is water. Not having a sufficient amount of water is known as dehydration. We can't survive without water. We can survive long periods of time without other nutrients, but not water. And that's what makes it the most important substance in the human body and on Earth. So what? Really? I'm gonna have to just keep recording with whatever that is happening in the background. But water is not only the most important substance in the body and on Earth, but it's also the most abundant substance in the body and on Earth. So 60% of the human body is water. And water is pretty much involved in every single bodily function and every chemical reaction that happens. It's the medium that transports other nutrients throughout the body to their designated destination. It makes up 90% of our bloodstreams. So it's definitely true what we hear when we hear that we should be drinking enough water. We, including myself, often forget about water intake, or we neglect water intake, or we ignore water intake, or maybe we just don't fully understand the magnitude of importance that the substance has for our well-being. But let's become aware of a very important truth together. Anything that nourishes heals, and water it surpasses all other nutrients in its ability to heal the body. Water is not an exception in its healing properties. It is so vital to our systems when it comes to healing. Dehydration is linked to incidence of chronic disease. Water is required to keep things flowing internally, and dehydration will cause stagnation. Stagnation means that things aren't able to flow freely and get to where they need to go. And one example of that is constipation. If we are dehydrated, we are likely constipated, and constipation means that you are not able to eliminate the wastes from your body that need to be eliminated. And of course, keeping wastes trapped in our bodies is a recipe for illness and disease. We don't want that. That's why constipation is a really good indication of dehydration. Oh my goodness, am I rapping or what? It's not to say that every incidence of constipation means that the person is dehydrated, but it is a good connection to make. It's a good thing to look out for. If you're constipated, it could mean that you are dehydrated. Another thing that happens to our bodies when we're dehydrated is that our bodies physically and psychologically will shut down. That's why another really good indicator of water insufficiency is depression and anxiety and moodiness, irritability, mental fatigue. Also physical fatigue would fall under that physical category. A personal story of mine that I love to share with women I meet who tell me that they suffer from period cramps. TMI guys, I'm just gonna be real with you. I went a really long time not drinking enough water for my bodily needs, but when I kicked up my water intake, my monthly cramps decreased so much. I am not exaggerating. I wanna say even like 90% of my cramps have gone away since hydrating my body sufficiently. If you do have really bad cramps on a monthly basis, ladies, a thing that you can try, obviously there are so many things that could be going on, could be hormonal, so many things, But one thing that you really should try is drinking more water. Make sure that you are not dehydrated. So then the question really becomes, how much water should I be drinking? How much water does an individual need? And the fact of the matter is, though we always hear 8 glasses a day, the answer is not so blanket, and it can't be so one size fits all, because the amount of water we need is very individualized depending on our lifestyle and depending on our diet. A few factors that we should consider when it comes to trying to figure out how much water we need as individuals are the size of our body. Are you big? Are you small? Your activity level. How often do you exercise? In turn, how often are you sweating? How much are you sweating? Because obviously, if you're sweating more, that means you need to replenish your bodily fluids more often and to a greater degree. What environment do you live in? Are you in a hotter environment? Are you in a cooler environment? Warmer environments automatically means that your body needs to regulate its temperature more, which means that you are likely sweating more frequently than a person who doesn't live in a hot or warmer climate. So that's another factor to consider. Another major factor to consider is what you are consuming, food and drink-wise. A person who eats more fruits and vegetables in their diet will need less water on a daily basis than a person who consumes more animal proteins and fats, because obviously fruits and vegetables are a great source of water. They're an abundant source of water, and proteins, animal proteins specifically, and fats require more water to be utilized by the body to process and assimilate those foods. And on the same note, a person who drinks soda or coffee will need more water than a person who doesn't, because soda, being so dense in sugar and chemicals, forces the body to send water over to dilute the sugar and the chemicals so that the body can process the soda. And people who drink coffee is a diuretic, which means it dehydrates. So you'll need about 2 cups of water to replenish the fluid lost by 1 cup of coffee. Crazy. Is this ever going to stop? Thank you. Thank you so much. To put things a little bit further into perspective, the average person loses about 2 liters of water a day, 50% through urine, and then the rest through sweat, through our feces, through respiration. So typically it's recommended that an average person, an average adult, drinks about 2 liters of water every day. But of course, as we mentioned, depending on your lifestyle, your activity level, your climate, the way your diet looks, depending on all of those factors that we've considered, those numbers, the 2 liters, will look a little bit different for you. A good place to start is that 2 liters, but then look at a couple other things. So good telling signs to determine if you are hydrated enough, as we mentioned before. One could be how you are doing in the loo, how your movements are. If you are having a really hard time, if you're constipated, that could be a telling sign that you're dehydrated. How energized you feel physically and mentally, those could be good telling signs of if you are hydrated enough or not. And another one, let's just be raw and real, is the color of your urine. If your pee is too yellow, that probably means actually that you are dehydrated. Thank you for watching, guys. If you'd like me to create a separate video on how to choose the right type of water and filtration system, comment down below. I would love to make more content that serves you in your health journey, in your walk through navigating this crazy toxin-filled world. And of course, the whole spiel. If you did like this video, please let me know with a loving thumbs up. And if you didn't, it's okay. I'd still like to know. You can give me a loving thumbs down. And if you would like to encourage me to create more health-related content, please hit subscribe to join the very tiny, teeny, tiny community. And give me some feedback. I'd love to create videos that you'd actually like to see. See you guys soon.